Relentlessness. That is what it's going to take to be hyper successful. And whatever you want to do, your mission, your goals, your passion, I'm telling you, hyper successful people literally just never give up. They're relentless. They take risk early on in their 20s. They learn from their mistakes, sacrifice early, fail here and there, fail quick, fail hard, fail fast, and bounce right back. The goal isn't to necessarily just fail, essentially. It's just to, you're learning. So you're going to go through hardships and shortcomings and whatnot. And then you don't have to look at them as failures, just kind of like setbacks. That's really it. Take it as learning lessons and experience. And don't really get frustrated or really discouraged, because a lot of people will quit right before they get to where they want to get to, or if it takes too long, they're not seeing instant results, so it's like an instant gratification. We're always meant to be for instant gratification instead of delayed gratification. So, like I said, hyper successfulness, you need to go hard. Whatever it is. For example, I'm going to just use high school sports. For me, it was wrestling. Me and my homie Jordan, homie, teammate, and everything, that's my dog. We've been wrestling, ever since freshman year. We did 3 and 4 years of wrestling, and it was hard. It was a sacrifice, cutting weight and everything, not being the strongest, but really, even not being the strongest, and we still came back right then and there, going against guys almost twice our size, cutting so much weight. And at the time, we were kind of going our natural weight before we really got into the weight cutting thing. Like, it was crazy. And I'm telling you, like, we just kept going back for more. Like, we kept going back. Like, we wanted to be great. We wanted to be the best. And little did we know at that time that, we would implement things like that into our personal life of sacrifice, risk taking, and even with the gym. Obviously, we're way bigger now than we were when we were wrestling, because even in wrestling, like, we've had certain moments where we were skillfully better than certain guys. At some of the best schools, we were skillfully better. But, our strength was just not even to the point where, like, it was neck and neck, and it was just pure skill. We didn't have our strength up to par. And it wasn't to be the strongest, but to have that muscular endurance and that fundamental and relative strength. We were not training, to be the biggest, but, compete with the biggest. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you watch the YouTube videos, like the strong men, world's strongest men versus farmers or versus construction workers, you know what I'm saying? Like, who's the strongest? If you watch those kind of YouTube videos, it was kind of like that a little bit. And it really shined a light at, like, wanting more. Because even though, we was losing a lot in the beginning, but when we started winning, it started paying off. All because we didn't quit. We stayed long enough to where we started seeing some results, and everyone else, we had the excuse of we were going against the best of the best, especially being Division I, because Division I and Division II is the hardest divisions. D3 just wasn't as, heavy hitters. So being D1, arguably the hardest division, we was going up against guys who've been doing this since they came out the womb, since they were toddlers, or no later than middle school. So they had at least a good 3+ years on us, Like, it was crazy. But to be able to hang with them even for a round, if we just made it past the first round, that said a lot. Like, we just had that hard determination to win no matter what. Even if we lost, like, we still won, internally, because it showed our desire and it showed, our heart to never quit, never give up. And, now that we're older, we graduate and everything, we're going on our personal lives. Obviously, we still keep in touch. We still hang out, of course. But outside of that, it's really just how we can apply those same disciplines that we really didn't pay attention to much at the time, now that we're older, applying them in our personal life. And it's just been working out for the better. I feel like wrestling, this goes with any sport, but I feel like wrestling is a sport, like, where, it really challenges you. It's very unique and different compared to other sports. I feel like if you did play sports, you don't play it anymore, or even if you still do, learn something from it and apply it to your personal life. There's always something that you can learn from every sport in every way, shape, or form. And that was our experience with wrestling, Your experience in your other sports may be very different or maybe similar, but regardless, you need to be able to have that relentless mindset to keep going, to analyze and, change certain things and pivot when you need to in certain situations. Just always constantly learning to level up, because you always have to learn something. Because none of us know everything. Even the most successful people, they don't know everything. You know, they just know a lot about specifically one or two things, or whatever they're known for. They're just really good at that, specifically most of the time that one thing, and they mastered it. You have to be a master at your craft and whatever that is. A lot of repetitions, a lot of hours on end. It's a lot, and that's with anything. So you really have to be dialed in. That's even in the gym. Obviously, you don't have to spend hours at a time doing that. Obviously, delegate it, you know, but just gradually progressing every day, you're going to start seeing the changes with your physique. Same in your personal life. You're going to start seeing the changes in your personal life, whether that be mentally, spiritually, and hopefully overall, the whole goal, financially. The only thing is time. You never know when that day is going to come. You never know when that moment is going to come. You know, opportunities may come by. Sometimes you may have to create your own opportunities in some way, shape, or form. But regardless, as long as you believe and you're very diligent and consistent to being the best at by any means possible, and willing to make any sacrifice, short-term sacrifice for long-term benefit and, you know, freedom, that is ultimately what you want. That is literally the mindset you need to have. And certain people understand it, others won't. And if they don't, then you just don't need to be around them, or just keep your distance from them in any way. Because that's what we do over here. You know, we grind, we sacrifice. And that's in anything in life. You know, you either sacrifice now, or you're going to, you know, wish you sacrificed later on in life when you don't have the time, when you don't have the energy. You're young now. Use it to your advantage. Don't waste time. All right? But that's the end of this video. I hope y'all enjoyed it. Comment, like, subscribe. Comment down any other future videos you may want to see. Let me know if this resonated with you, because if it did, save it, rewatch it later. If you know someone who needs to hear this or who's in a similar situation, please share this video with them. Let them get their thoughts on it. You know, do what you got to do. Handle your business. And until next time, I'm going to see you on the next one.